Hello, I am Alejandra from Mexico, but for 2 years I was living in Serbia until I decided to start traveling all around Europe, so I basically don't have any place now. I'm a kind of a homeless. Officially, I'm still living in Serbia, but my visa expires in February, so not for long. I met Chica here in Belgrade when we started to study Serbian language. She was my roommate when we were living together in Avala, which is a mountain at the outskirts of Belgrade. Well, she was my roommate until she abandoned me to go to live with someone else. It's okay. I don't feel bad about it. No? Really? Well, the reason why I travel is because I have a huge sense of adventure. I like to see new things, to try new food, to meet new people, to interact with different culture. It's the best thing in the world. Not only that, but every time I go, it's like I feel adrenaline because I usually my kind of traveling is not the normal one where you, I don't know, reserve one hostel or hotel, you buy your tickets and everything is planned. I never do it, so it's it gives me I don't know. I think this adrenaline is what keeps me doing that. It feels really well. But for example, I started to travel non-stop in April because my ex broke up with me, so I had a broken heart. And to cope with the pain, I decided just to leave my stuff and travel. I went to First, I planned a trip of 1 week and that I extended for 6 months. Not because I was still heartbroken, but because I just wanted to keep traveling. I found it really amazing. And yeah, at the end I, got over my ex in 2 weeks. So for just 1 month. But I was staying in hostels. Yeah, sometimes I did couch surfing, but I always had the chance of staying in hostel. That option was available. I always took train or bus or whatever was easier. But every time I make my travels more and more extreme. For example, now I couch surf because that way I don't have to pay. And if I cannot couch surf, my next option is to stay in airports, in train stations, wherever. And then probably if I cannot do any of that, I will consider going to hostels, but never hotels. I stopped taking the bus and taking the train because I thought it was too boring. So now I hitchhike, which is free. I met more people. I really learned a lot about the culture of one place when I hitchhike. Because people tell me all their lifestyle, how they live when you talk about hitchhiking. So my experience hitchhiking, it has been good and bad. It depends of the region. When I hitchhiked on the Balkans, it wasn't that fun. I had to wait a lot. It seems that people are not used to hitchhikers. Many of the guys, like one guy asked me if I wanted to give him sex. I was like, what? You're not even going to my place, to where I go, and you ask for sex, and it's disgusting. Then another guy who was taking me to Belgrade from another city, he pushed the topic of sex, like, do you want to have sex? And I was like, no, don't worry, I have condoms. And I was like, no, god damn it, I wanna go out. And he was like 70 years old, like he could be my grandfather. So, but on the other hand, in Western Europe, it's beautiful, I swear. I've been hitchhiking in Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and Denmark, Sweden, and people is really polite. They keep their distance. They respect my personal space. They never ask any inappropriate question. They are awesome and they are always trying to help. Many people ask me like, do you have an address? I can take you there, or they invite me for coffee or lunch. So they're very nice. Germany is my favorite place to hitchhike. Like, people has been amazing. About the languages, it's very important to know more than one language, especially if you are going to hitchhike. For example, in the Balkans, it would have been very difficult if I didn't know Serbian, because drivers, like 99% of the time, didn't speak English just once out of, I don't know, 10, 11 people, more I think. And also, if you try to speak the language of your driver, he's going to appreciate that effort. So basically I know Spanish, English, Serbian, and I can survive with French, which is perfect. Now I need to learn Italian if I want to hitchhike around Italy, because they have this, people say they don't speak English, and well, the only Italian guy that gave me a ride didn't speak English, so luckily he knew French. So it's very important to know more than one language to communicate with locals. It gives you a better experience. You can talk with normal people, sometimes on the bus stop or whatever, and they really teach you a lot about their country. I've been in 27 countries. It's not much, but we have to consider that I started to travel when I was old, 23 years old, so I really didn't have a lot of opportunities to travel before. When I was younger, the first country I went was Cuba when I was 14, because my father took us for a weekly trip, and you know, it was to arrive to a hotel, all included, with tour guides and everything, and at the time I thought it was really cool. I was so excited. It was my first experience. My second experience was in Canada. I stayed with a friend, which gave me a completely different view of traveling. Of course, we stayed in a hotel at the beginning. I wasn't alone, I was with my mother, but it still was great. And then I started to travel alone all around Europe. Basically, Cuba, Canada are the only countries I have been outside of Europe. Europe, well, it would be easier to say where I haven't been. But from London to, I don't know, Romania, from Sweden to Macedonia, I've been in too many. My favorite country is between Germany, Sweden, and Denmark. I love those three countries. Yeah, I know people usually tell me, but they are cold. But I like cold weather, so it's perfect. I don't really like sun, so I don't mind those long winters. And people is very nice in those three countries. They are cold, yes, but not weird cold or impolite cold, or no, they try to be nice. And if you manage to click or to get close to one person, they are awesome, really awesome. And not only that, for example, when I was in Sweden, yes, people is cold, but there are also a lot of immigrants, and they are also really cool people. They are super friendly. What else? Yeah, food-wise, it's not that good. But whatever, they have a lot of stores and a lot of ingredients that you can get to make your own food. And if you want, you can eat tasty things every day. So it doesn't really matter if they don't have that many things. So yeah, I cannot decide between those three countries. I would say Denmark, Sweden win, just because I don't really like German. But I like Swedish and I like Danish. My least favorite country, it's hard to say. I try to find something nice in each country. I would say it's Bosnia, and I'm sorry, it doesn't have anything bad. I loved Mostar. I went to Mostar and I stayed for 3 days, and I wanted to stay longer. But then I went to Sarajevo and I didn't feel well. I was like, I've been in Sarajevo 2 times, and both of those times I have been feeling sad there. For some reason I feel depressed. So yeah, to say that it's my least favorite country doesn't mean that I don't like it. It just means that I don't like it as much as others. But it's still good, and I would really recommend to go to Bosnia. It's incredible. Good food, friendly people, nice coffee, amazing nature. It's good. It's Finland also. Nordic countries, UK, those are the expensive places I have been. Yeah, especially London. It was like just public transport took half of my budget for the week. Um, what else? Yeah, if you wanna go to parties, you wanna eat outside, if you want to make activities, museums, whatever, it's going to be really, it's not that easy. And cheapest countries, I think it's Albania. I was living like a queen there with $50 US dollars for 1 week. Also, Kosovo is very cheap. Macedonia, you can get like a lot of food for less than €2, which is perfect. Usually I try to make my budget of €10 per day, that including accommodation, food and transport. If I hitchhike, I don't spend anything in transport. If I use couch surfing, I don't need to pay for accommodation. And if I cook, I spend very little in food. So it's not that hard. Sometimes it's hard, especially for example, if I go to one country and it costs me €60 to go there, that is also inside the €10 budget. So during 6 days, I basically have €0, or in 12 days I have €5 to spend. So it's really hard, and you really have to find ways to save money. For example, you have to investigate. If you want to go to a museum, sometimes some museums have one day when they are free, or they are free after a certain hour, so I can go after that. I don't know, if I want to swim and it's summer, I do it in summer, because yeah, you can either go to an aqua park and pay like €10, €20, I don't know, or wait till it's summer and go to a river and swim for free. It's Europe, it's full of rivers. So yeah, if I go to party, I try to drink before, so I don't need to drink in the party, and that is also save me a lot of money. I make friends. For example, when I stay in cheap countries, I usually go to hostels. I met people from all over the world there, and I make really good friendships. So I have friends, and they are like, "Oh, when you come to my country, you can stay with me. That's not a problem." And believe me, that is the way that made me spend €0 in accommodation in October, and I was in like 5 countries. Perfect. So make friends, use couchsurfing, look for free activities. There is always an option to have fun, see the city, and I don't know. I'm very lucky. When I hitchhike, people usually invite me to eat. They're like, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't really have money. But I have these cookies." They tell me, "No, no way. Come here. I invite you something cheap." And I usually feel guilty, but I accept. There was this time I was hitchhiking in Germany, and the guy was asking me, "Why are you hitchhiking and not taking the bus?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have money." So when he left me in the gas station, he said like, "Come here." I was like, "What?" "Your hand." I was like, "Okay." And he put €15 in my hand and left before I could say anything. I was like, "Oh, thanks." I guess I would have refused him, but he just left before. Now, many people ask me, "How do you get money? You are always broke." Well, the answer is I had a scholarship, and seriously, I was living in Serbia with €40 per month, and the rest of the money of my scholarship was for traveling. I like to make accessories, also necklaces, bracelets, whatever. And for example, when I went to Finland to one fashion event, I sold everything and I got like €600 in one day. So that's how I found my trips. I sell things on internet. It's usually not enough, and I must say I'm a spoiled kid. My mother helps me a lot. For example, she was here in June and we traveled for 2 weeks. She paid for everything, and at the end she told me like, "I never expected to use so little money. You really helped me to save, so here you have the rest of the money I will have used for traveling." And I was like, "Ooh, this is enough for 1 month of traveling. Great." So I'm a spoiled kid as well. I have to see my privilege. I cannot lie and say, "You can do it, it's almost for free," because it's not. But you can do it with little money. Like what my mother gave me, for one normal person, that person would have spent it in probably 5 days. I traveled with 1 month. I would just say if you're going to stay at someone's place, read all the reviews, read the person's profile on Couchsurfing, make sure it's a normal person. Once I saw a guy, his profile looked well and everything, and then I read the reviews that people left, and I saw that one girl was telling that this guy was really pushing sex, and he even told her like he had fantasies of raping her. So obviously I didn't write because that's a huge red flag. So try to stay safe. If you stay in a hostel or whatever, try to bring your own lock, because sometimes the locks, I don't know, but I've heard that they can open it and steal your stuff, so it's better to have your own, so you know it works well and your stuff will be safe. Never show off that you have a lot of money, that's normal, especially because you know, there are tourists with a lot of bags that they buy a lot of stuff, and scammers are always looking for those people. Seriously, no one has ever tried to scam me because I seriously look, act, and everything like a poor person, which I'm kind of. Time when I planned a trip for 3 days in Innsbruck in Austria, and at the end I stayed for 1 month because I loved it. So if I had had more plans for the future, they would have been rain and everything. So it's very used to be yourself. Be always happy, show yourself like a confident person, be open to talk to strangers. That's the most important thing, really. There are more good people than bad people in this world, and people is usually friendly. You just have to say a hi with a smile, and believe me, they will not treat you bad. And if they do, it's okay, you didn't want to talk with them anyway. If you want to become a traveler, it's better to stop holding on things, of material things. It's not good. Right now I have them here, 4 big luggages like this size, like from the, like huge, 1 small luggage and 1 plastic bag full of stuff, and it really sucks. I hate it. For example, now I want to go to Asia and I have to pay for a warehouse to keep them. It's not that expensive, but it's still annoying. So don't hold on to material things. Don't buy too much. It's at the end it just restrains you. You don't want to leave the place. You're always worried about what is going to happen to your things, and that won't let you enjoy your life. So if you want to live a nomad life, just forget about it. So shopping malls or whatever, it's not about buying things, but about using free bathroom, free Wi-Fi, and sometimes a place to charge my phone. You have to make sacrifices. You have to keep in mind, okay, I want to go 2 weeks to this place and I need certain amount of money. Okay, maybe instead of buying 2 coffees, just buy 1. Maybe instead of going to party 2 times a day, 2 times every week, or once or less, and don't drink there. I don't know. Don't buy unnecessary things that you saw that, oh my god, those pants are 50% discount, I need to have them. No, you don't need them. You didn't need them before. So you have to make sacrifices. You have to avoid stupid spending habits. Like if you saw a candy and you want it, don't buy it. Just save that money. Seriously, you have no idea how much money. Right now I'm a little bit more loose with my expenses in Serbia because I kind of received some money, and it's incredible. Just in stupid things, I've been spending a lot of money. I don't know, if you want to take a taxi, don't take it, take the bus. So if you want to travel, you have to make sacrifices unless you have a huge paycheck. And believe me, those people are broke as well. It depends on your spending habits. During my trips, yeah, I have met some. For example, there is this Finnish guy that I met in July. I was too afraid to hitchhike, and he taught me how to do it. He gave me the courage, and he said, okay, you can hitchhike with me. So he gave me the confidence and the knowledge to do it. Because it's not only doing this, seriously. It's not, it makes me happy. And being someone that stays in one place doesn't make me happy. So I'm still trying to find a way to make money while I'm on the way. So I have met some people who write for that, but I don't know. And well, they show me that it's possible to live and make money while traveling. So one day I want to be like them. It's, since I'm single, I use Tinder. If I'm going to stay more than 3 days in one city, seriously, I use Tinder and I make usually one date because it gives me another perspective of the country, the romantic side of the country. Okay, romantic, whatever. But I have a date, I see how they interact. Because yeah, it depends. It's different from country to country how they treat you on a date. It's very interesting, and it also gives you. Well, I met another local person. I see how they interact when they want to impress a girl, and I shouldn't say this, but free coffee and a good time. Most of those people are really nice, and I had nice talks with them. I made some friends, so it's really cool. It's not just a hookup application, as many people say. I have seriously made friends there. So, my plans for 2016. I have big plans. Next week I'm going to Germany for 1 month because yeah, I want to talk about this too. Romance and couchsurfing, it happens and it's not bad. I met this guy, he hosted me for 2 nights, and at the end I stayed 2 weeks because it happens. You just don't decide with who you fall in love, and so now I'm going to see him for 1 month. We are going to live together. It's very nice. I like it because he makes me feel like in home. Sometimes I need that feeling, I love this nomadic life, but sometimes I need to feel the warmth of a home. So I'm going with him for a month, and after that I'm going to Indonesia for 7 months of traveling around Asia. Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Korea, and finally Japan, where I will meet my mother in Tokyo. So that will be amazing, and I'm looking forward for that. So this is a year of traveling, and after that I will see, because I want to study a master. So if I cannot get the scholarship I want, I don't know, probably I will get a job to save money and pay for my own education, and I will try again to get a scholarship. If I cannot, I will pay it myself, because I really want to go back to study. And for me it's nice to travel like for 2 years, and then to settle down for a bit, to study or do something, and then travel again for 1 or 2 years, and then I don't know, I just like those changes. It's fun, especially if I'm studying, because I won't be just bored. I will be doing something I like. I will be learning as well. Maybe not about cultures, maybe I won't meet that much new people, but I will be learning, and that's what I like. I don't like to just be there doing nothing. So 2016 seems like it's going to be an awesome year with new experiences, new cultures, and everything. And so I hope that if you want to travel, just do it.